Hey everybody, working on the LS heads, and I reshaped the runner from an A pillar to an arch, more or less. Uh, they consider this to be a cathedral port, and it usually goes like to an A type design. But I rounded off. I think it works good that way. Um, I get a lot more area at the top when I open this up and angle it back. And it gives the short side of the runner an advantage doing this too. So I've had guys in the past say that this doesn't work and that there's no flow number gain by doing that. Well, that's okay, because that doesn't mean anything to me. Every pair of heads I've done like this has made good power. The cars have been fast, and that's what I'll go by, fellas. I'm going to go by what I see, not what I hear, and not what some machine prints out. So that's what I do. I'd rather have the proof be in the pudding, as my mom always said, instead of a bunch of speculation. So would've, could've, that's always a guessing game. So even if you did pick up flow numbers from this, that wouldn't be why I would be doing it. The main reason I do it is because of this right here, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I can angle the roof into the sidewall and flatten this out. And from me doing that, I get more air on the short side of the runner. It's almost equal on both sides. And how would I know that? Well, my homemade method of testing is how I know that, because when I grind the metal from the port and I blow it out, I see where it goes. This port right here, if I had this full metal right now, which I did earlier, I don't have this floor. Sorry guys, the roof, because it's upside down. The roof is on more of a rounded arch here. So it gives the air more tendency to favor the long wall, because it's beveling up this way and the air has to come hit this, and it really can't go around here as easy as it can here, because here I have a straight path. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's almost like a middle of the road port when I cut this back like this. So imagine that air coming in, boom, right down the middle, and then it splits off pretty equal. Over here, the guide's more off to this side wall right here, so you have the air have tendency to go straight up, like right here. So, and I don't know if you guys can tell, the more even I hold that camera, the more that shows up as far as what I'm seeing on the viewfinder here. So you can see the floor rounded, the roof rounded here. Sorry guys, I keep calling it the floor because it's upside down. And it's getting near to be 10:30 again. I'm out here late again. But the shape of this right here also has a lot to do with that air staying on this side. So I want you guys to look at that for a minute. And people don't have to agree with me on this. This is what I discovered, and it's what I go by. So it's just my thing. I'm not trying to convince anybody of something. I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing, and then you do what you want with it, fellas. Like I always tell you, if you do something that works for you, then it works for you. That's good. That's a good thing. And I hope you don't have to go through as much trouble doing your stuff as I do, because this is a lot of work just forcing these runners to cut over. It's aluminum, but it doesn't like to move a lot of it. A lot of it has hard spots in it, and you got to just gnaw at it. So I'm still leaving this out too. My line right here, that line will actually be gone when I'm finished. So if you're wondering how I scribe my line, because a lot of LS heads have a intake and it has a rubber seal around the edge to seal the intake to the port. But hang on guys, I have this, so this is what I go by. And as you can see, I have a little bit more to do. I don't have it exactly lined up, but that gives you an idea. And I'm not going to even match the gasket to the floor right there. I don't like messing with the floor unless I have to. The only thing I'll do to that floor is take the casting off and round it in on these heads. I kind of actually like the floor a little bit skinnier than the top. So this will give you an idea, guys, what I got here. And I'm not opening up all the way to here. That would, if I did this right here, it would actually go through. You don't have enough material. So if anybody gets a gasket like this and scribes it to your head, if you go all the way here and start grinding, you'll probably be through. I don't know if it would make it or not. I've never tried that because believe it or not, I've never gotten that carried away. This has always been fine. What I do here, I just keep going until I get the shape I want and then I stop. But I just thought I'd bring it to your attention, guys, in case that's one of the things you use is one of these gaskets. A lot of people will buy a gasket and they'll just scribe it and then they'll start cutting. You always want to check to see how much metal you have in something if you can. Look it over. Like you can almost tell. You can put your fingers on this and actually almost feel how thick it is. I think you'd be through, guys. If you tried to open that up all the way to this, you'd probably go through. Which, can you fix it? Yeah. Can you epoxy it? Yep. Can you weld it? Yep. This might weld aluminum for you. It's no problem. Do you want to do that? Well, that's up to you. Because what little bit you would gain by that wouldn't be a whole lot. because that's just a little tiny area. It's not like you're opening it all up. Like I'm getting a lot of area out of here, what I'm doing here. But as far as that little bit extra there, I don't think it would even show up, fellas. So don't push it when you don't have to. Even if you gain 5 horsepower, would it be worth all the extra work? You want to look at it that way. Because to me, this here is enough work. But I have no choice to do it because I see where it works on our engines. So I thought I'd show you guys this. I tried having the light in there, and sometimes that makes it worse. But I did want to show you that I got the walls pretty straight. And anybody that has LS heads, you know how out of shape they are. So that was a lot of work. And I'm still going over stuff. Once I get everything sized up and cut in, then I still got to go back over everything. And I'll be rounding these in. I don't like the corner here. Like I said, I don't want to widen this too much. I do want to round that in better. So just for the sakes of making it consistent. So, and that's ugly. I hate how that looks, how it pinches over like that. We'd have a little bit more advantage if this wasn't overlapped. The port's kind of running. It's actually kind of blocking how that runner really wants to be, if you guys can tell. Like if I angle the camera, you can see that if I cut that back, it's kind of giving up where that would actually want to be as far as being straight. So the straighter, to me, guys, the better in a runner. The more you can do to keep that stuff straight, that's always the best thing. But I'm going to cut this short, guys. This is like the 5th video I did tonight, and I threw them all in the trash because I'm extremely tired and I'm rambling too much. I go into too much detail about stuff, then I get where I make less and less sense. So I'm going to save you guys a grief for that. I'm hoping this one here turns out okay. I just want to keep you up to date on stuff and basically just show you what I'm doing and where we're at. And instead of you wondering, well, is he going to get back to the 460 next week? Is it 3 weeks? No. I'm hammering at this stuff, guys, and as soon as I'm finished with these heads, I'm hoping in not too much longer. I almost said a day, and I don't want to do that because I'll be talking to you next week, and it will be the same. Anyway, fellas, I want to thank you guys for taking your time out of your day to check me out and having the interest you have in what I'm doing, guys. I appreciate it. So, y'all have a good night and be good to one another. And God bless you, fellas.